My wife went pale when his children showed up calling her their stepmom cheating wife story. What would you do if the woman you loved, the one you built a life with, was secretly building another life with someone else? I never thought I would be asking myself that question, not about Sarah. The night everything broke was a Tuesday, 2 a.m. The glow of her phone screen illuminating a text message I wasn't meant to see. A name, a heart emoji, and a phrase that ripped through my chest. Can't wait for our weekend, my love. It's my world. Our perfect suburban home in Dallas, Texas, on Elm Street, suddenly felt like a cruel play. The air thickened with a mystery I desperately didn't want to solve, yet knew I had to. The silence in our bedroom was deafening. A prelude to a storm I could feel brewing deep within me, a storm that would soon engulf everything. The humiliation hit me first, a tidal wave of nausea and disbelief. Sarah, my Sarah, the woman who swore eternal devotion, was a stranger. Her subtle changes over the past few months, dismissed as stress from her new marketing director role at Sterling & Co. Downtown, now clicked into place. Late nights, hushed phone calls, a sudden obsession with her appearance, all red flags I had naively ignored. I started watching her, a ghost in my own home. Her phone, once an open book, was now guarded with a new passcode. Her eyes, once warm and inviting, held a distant, almost manipulative glint. She'd become cold, dismissive, her touch feeling like a chore. I remember one evening, sitting across from her at our favorite Italian spot, the Olive Branch on McKinney Avenue. She barely looked up from her phone, smug smile playing on her lips as she typed furiously. I felt invisible, a prop in her new, exciting narrative. The slow discovery was agonizing. I found a receipt for a weekend getaway to Miami, 2 plane tickets, not one. It was tucked deep in her purse, a small, damning piece of paper from a boutique hotel on South Beach. Then, late one night, while she was in the shower, I managed to guess her new phone passcode, our anniversary, of course, a cruel irony. The texts were a torrent, a sickening chronicle of their affair. His name was Mark, a senior partner at her firm. His messages were arrogant, possessive. My hands trembled, my vision blurred. I saw pictures, too, Sarah laughing, draped over him, in places I recognized from her business trips. Sarah became a master manipulator. She'd gaslight me, twisting my concerns into accusations of insecurity. "You're imagining things, David. You're just stressed," she'd say, her voice dripping with feigned concern, her eyes devoid of warmth. She made me feel like I was losing my mind, isolating me from our friends, painting me as the jealous, controlling husband. Mark, the affair partner, was a smug presence I'd seen at company events. He'd always look at me with a knowing smirk, a silent challenge. They felt untouchable, basking in their secret world, while mine crumbled. I broke down, truly broke down, one night in our garage, surrounded by the tools I used to fix things I couldn't fix now. The tears came, hot and bitter, for the life I thought I had, for the woman I thought I knew. But amidst the despair, a cold, hard resolve began to form. They thought they were untouchable. They were wrong. I would not be a victim. I would be a strategist. I began to gather proof, meticulously, patiently. I hired a private investigator, a discreet man named Frank from Lone Star Investigations. He provided photos, videos, timestamps, hotel records, a mountain of undeniable evidence. I installed discreet cameras in our home, capturing her hushed phone calls, her furtive glances, her lies. I consulted with a divorce attorney, Ms. Eleanor Vance, a sharp, no-nonsense lawyer. She laid out the legal landscape, the traps I could set. I learned about marital assets, infidelity clauses, and the art of strategic litigation. The social traps were more subtle. I started reconnecting with old friends, subtly hinting at Sarah's stress, and I made sure to be seen at social events, looking composed, even cheerful. While Sarah grew increasingly agitated, sensing a shift she couldn't quite grasp, I set up a shell company, transferring some of my personal assets, preparing for the financial fallout. I was building a cage, brick by painstaking brick, and Sarah was walking right into it. The public exposure was orchestrated with surgical precision. It began with the divorce papers, served to Sarah at her office, Sterling & Co., during their annual board meeting. The look on her face, Ms. Vance told me, was priceless. Then came the anonymous emails, sent to key figures in her company, including the CEO, containing snippets of the PI's reports, the hotel receipts, the most damning texts. Her professional reputation began to unravel. The climax arrived in the courtroom, a sterile, imposing room in the Dallas County Courthouse. I sat there, calm, collected, while Sarah, pale and trembling, watched her carefully constructed lies dismantle before her eyes. Ms. Vance presented the evidence, piece by damning piece. The judge, a stern woman named Judge Thompson, listened impassively. Then the final devastating blow. Mark, her affair partner, was called to the stand. He tried to deny, to squirm, but the evidence was overwhelming. And then, the moment that made Sarah go utterly white, the courtroom doors opened, and two children, a boy and a girl, no older than 7 and 9, walked in hand with their mother, Mark's estranged wife. They looked directly at Sarah, their innocent voices cutting through the tense silence. The little girl asked, pointing a small finger. Mark's wife, a woman I had never met, looked at Sarah with a gaze of pure pity and contempt. Sarah's face drained of all color, her carefully constructed facade shattering into a million pieces. The judge's gavel fell, sealing her fate. Sarah was completely ruined. Her career at Sterling & Co. was over, her reputation in tatters. Our friends, once her loyal confidants, turned their backs. The divorce settlement left her with little more than the clothes on her back and the crushing weight of public shame. She tried to fight, to appeal, but there was nothing left. Mark, cowardly as predicted, vanished, leaving her to face the consequences alone. I saw her once months later working a dead-end job at a small coffee shop, her eyes hollow, her arrogance replaced by a haunted emptiness. She didn't see me. I just watched her for a moment, a quiet, chilling satisfaction settling in my chest. The silence that followed was the loudest sound I had ever heard. The end.